Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, come in, come in. This is Tamika's Den. I am Tamika. Get on in here, y'all. Get on in here. Kick off your shoes and relax your feet. You are now in the den. So, guys, this is my review recap for Love After Lockup. Unhappy Father's Day, Season 5, Episode 6. Baby, basically what we got is the messiness and foolishness that is Love After Lockup. It wasn't nothing new, ain't a damn thing changed, okay? We still got Melissa out here being jealous, insecure, crazy, deranged. We got freaking Janome with Red Mama spilling the tea, child, okay? She said, I'm going to spill it all. I'm going to tell it all. It's some shady little things going on, honey. Did you know all about this? I found it so funny that sis was quiet in that back seat, okay? You ain't got all that yapping to do now. You wasn't trying to tell me all about what your brother was doing like you was trying to find out, what I was doing. I see you, sis. In the meantime, we still got freaking Angie and Brittany on my screen singing the same old song, okay? Same old song, okay? And I'm ready for them to get the hell off my damn screen, okay? Get Brittany and Andy up out of here. We already know they ain't making it. Louie and Dan Melissa ain't making it, okay? They are already going to be done before they could even get started. And, Sheree, child, you worried about a damn birthday party that you done threw that nobody told you to throw, okay? And the fact that you was more worried about your ex coming and seeing that you got a man, you over here boo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. He said, girl, let me know when you done, all right? I'm sick of you. I don't want to hear you and your crocodile tears. In the meantime, Bree and Key Rock, of course, try to go meet her daddy. This is something that we been knew they were supposed to be doing since he was locked up. And child, daddy playing games, okay? He over here hiding. Nobody ain't got time for that, all right? I felt kind of sad for Brittany, all right? We see that Key Rock has the support that she really wants to get and she ain't getting it. And we also learned some pretty devastating news about Brittany that really made me feel bad for her. And though I do not know what the hell is going on with Key Rock half the time and how I feel feel about him, I can say that his mama is a real one, okay? Definitely appreciate her, but I do be wondering, like, where was you at when Key Rock was getting kicked out the house and all that different kind of stuff? We didn't get no Renika this week, and I'm glad we didn't, but at the same time, WeTV, why are we dragging this? Why are we dragging this? Why are we seeing something that happened in what span of 24 hours being spread out to several different episodes, then they not in 2 episodes, when we could have knocked them out the way in one damn episode and said, you know what, Brittany, Renika and Zam Ashante didn't last. Okay, unfortunately, he passed. RIP to him. This was what happened while they filmed. We could have did that in one episode. We really didn't need the whole spread out thing. But child, nonetheless, I digress. Moving right along. We're going to take it from the top. You know how we do. And I don't think this video going to be real long, y'all, because to be honest, it was the same thing. Like I said, wasn't a damn thing different. It's the same freaking nonsense over and over and over. Melissa and freaking she's still on her damn jealous, mad or whatever with Louis that the girl was in there dancing with him. So we leaving from the freaking, place from getting our lessons. And she going on and on and on about the girl. And he's like, come on, any man will want that girl. Oh, well, why would you say any man would want her? Because there's nothing wrong with her. She's a beautiful girl. Well, if any man would want her, do you want her? No, I don't, Or she could get any man, I should say. And then she's like, well, can she get you? He like, no, she can't get me. I'm taken. So then she want to talk about somehow the girl is thirsty and all this other stuff. And he like, that's the problem. You so worried about what somebody else is doing and whether they thirsty or not. It's not about what they do or how they feel. It's about my reaction to it and what I do. She's like, yeah, exactly. So what would you do? And if you like this now when you're real flirty and this and that and the third, then what are you going to do when I'm not here? I said the bigger question, freaking Melissa, is what are you going to do when you're not there? Because you can't even freaking behave yourself and act like you got some damn sense. Not even 5 minutes around him. Your first time out with him, around him in public. Like, give me a freaking break, girl. Grow up, all right? And then she gonna talk about something. They could have went to a perfectly normal instructor. He like, that is a damn normal instructor. What the hell do you expect and instructed to be? What would have made you feel more comfortable? I don't understand. I didn't think I was doing anything wrong. She like, you didn't think you was doing anything wrong. Now she even more pissed now. You don't think you got anything to apologize for? No, I don't. Okay. I was just being nice. Oh, well, you need to stop being nice because people take it in another way and not everybody is nice and they come in with, other ulterior motives or whatever, right? And again, he's saying, well, it's about my actions when it comes to that. And she's like, yeah, but you're inviting it in. So he was like, basically saying I didn't do nothing wrong. This is my personality. This is who I am. And you need to trust me. Either you trust me or you don't. Like, I can't pretend to be something that I'm not. She talking about how she going to bed. She don't know what the hell he gonna do. So when they get back in the hotel, he like, okay, you go to bed. He was like trying to hold her hands, trying to talk with her. She want to talk about how she couldn't hold his hands because her hands is full. When they get in the hotel room, he like, so do you mind if I just switch and I go back up, go back out? Oh, do what you want to do, having an attitude or whatever the case may be, right? I really don't care. So I said, stop lying because you do damn care and you acting even more like a big kid. So he go ahead and put on his sneakers and put on a t-shirt and tell her he loved her. And she's like, whatever, bye. Okay. I said, child, yeah, this ain't gonna work, honey. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. Okay. We thought it was gonna be his mother that was gonna be the issue, but nah, it's actually just them two together is not gonna mix at the end of the day. And to be honest, I'm starting to feel like Louis need to run from her and his damn mama. All right. So, the next thing we talking about how the night went again and how she was feeling, and we still expecting this miracle apology to come that he didn't feel like he owed her. And frankly, I didn't either. I just felt like you was acting like a freaking spoiled ass brat. And then when he said, well, what am I supposed to do? Be mean, or not talk at all or whatever, never interact with anybody. She says no, but then proceeds to go, oh, well, yeah, I don't know, just be quiet. Excuse you? And he was like, oh, so what you want to do is control me and you want to be able to tell me what I can and can't do and where I can go. And he was like, I'm supposed to avoid women altogether. Like, that's impossible. I'm gonna, talk to women. I'm gonna be around women or whatever, right? And she was like, well, you talk to them properly. But then she goes, I don't know, be normal, be silent. I said, huh, girl, that don't even make damn sense. She called him up her friend at one point to vent to her and tell her everything that happened. And she talking about did you check the girl? And she was like, oh, no, I didn't check her because I didn't want to come off like I was crazy. Girl, too late for that. You already damn did. And if your sister know you, then she should already know you act like a hot freaking mess. Of course, she tried to paint the picture to make it look like it was one way. So now she packing up all the stuff or whatever. And she's basically telling him how she going to drop him to, his mama's house or whatever the case may be. She feels like they need space. And he's like, well, how much space could you possibly need? You're going to be leaving tomorrow and we're not going to be around each other. And then we're going to have a whole lot of space or whatever. So we supposed to get space today and get space tomorrow when you leaving. She like, yeah, I guess so. I think that's what we need to do or whatever, because he told her he been confined. He not about to be confined now. You are getting to see the real me on the outside and I don't think you can handle it. And if this is what it's really about, how we going to have a relationship? Let me answer that for y'all. You're not. Okay. And of course he keeps telling her that she's crazy. And he's like, I had to be under lock and key when I was locked up. And I'm not going to sit here and be lock and key with somebody that's supposed to be my damn spouse. Okay. We over here talking about getting married. Like, child, how the hell would that work? So, she going ahead to supposed to be driving him home to his mama. But then he gets a call from Dirk, which was the guy that he worked the, pizza parlor with that she met before, that had also told her how Louis was this lady's man or whatever. And he was telling him how he was supposed to be on his way to get dropped at his mother's house. But Dirk was like, nah, scratch that, have her drop you here. So when they go on the drive there, mind you, everything is making her have an attitude. If he tell her where to turn, if he say slow down, oh, you driving now and you want to dictate everything to me. And he was like, oh, Jesus Christ, like, let me shut the hell up because everything I say is just going to irritate you because you already pissed and you using everything to get mad, right? And she had told him maybe Dirk could talk some sense into him. So then when they get by the place, he's like, well, how am I going to get back? Oh, I don't know. That's on you. You figure it out or whatever, right? I'm going back to the hotel or whatever the case may be. And she just leaves him there. So when he goes inside, Dirk is super excited to see him, giving him a big hug. Now, we see in the old pictures and we hear in the backstory or whatever of Louis working there and him, kind of being there from the very beginning and helping him with the pizzeria, and then them not knowing the extent of how bad he was doing, right? We knew he was in drugs. We knew he was dibbling and dabbling in things. We know he was going in the bathroom, but we didn't think that it was as bad as what it was until we see him get arrested. We actually getting teary-eyed over that, and the guy was saying he think about it every single day, or he thought about it every single day for the last 10 years, child. So in the meantime, I'm seeing Louis over here playing with this damn pizza dough, and I'm like, did we wash our freaking hands? That's all I could think about. I'm wondering why I ain't seen y'all wash your hands. I ain't seen no gloves. I ain't seen no nets on y'all hair. Child, that was giving me anxiety. But nonetheless, he actually offers him a job, and Louis is like, hell to the yeah, I could use a job. I said, yeah, you can, and you sure the hell can, because I doubt very much you gonna be going to Jersey with Melissa. And he's asking him, well, where's she at? And he tells him about her dropping him off and how it was a beautiful instructor. She got mad about it. And he's like, yeah, well, you always was a magnet for the ladies or whatever, right? And he's asking him, how this is going to work? What you going to do? You going back to the hotel? He like, I don't even know, and I don't know how I'll get there. So he said he would make sure that he get there in the Uber. He's like, why don't you take a pizza pie back with you? Like, what's her favorite pizza? He talking about, listen, don't give me the line. He was like, come on, man. This can't be a woman that you thinking about damn marrying, and you don't even know what her favorite pizza is. You better hope that you guess right, And so it does look like this is a good friendship, and like he actually, cares about Louis or whatever the case may be. And Louis so far is saying that, he's a changed person. He's not back into that space that he used to be at. And I said, well, Lord, I hope you make it, Louis. I really do, child. I hope you do. Because between Melissa and your mama, and maybe even just you and yourself, honey, it looked like it could possibly be some trouble. But we gonna hope and wish for the best for you. Now, moving on from him, we gonna go to damn Andy and Brittany, because to be honest, it literally was nothing different with these two. She has said she wanted the space. She said she wanted to be in her own separate room or whatever. She didn't feel comfortable being with him and sleeping in the same room with him. I get it. I'll give her that. We still getting the same song in reference to her kids, and in reference to her feeling bad that she's there, in reference to, I don't know if I made a mistake. I shouldn't be here. Maybe I should have had a plan B. Maybe I should have thought this out. I didn't think it would be like this. At one point, he was telling me that he was going to have a $1,200 fund for me or whatever, but I only got $500, and he said something had happened with the damn rest of it, and I would get the other $700 later. So in my head, honestly, I just feel like Brittany waiting for that other $700 to be given to her so she could go about her damn business. Okay. That's what I feel. I'm sorry. Okay. Then not only that, she was saying something about that he had mentioned giving her a car. So I guess she waiting for the car and the other $700, because please explain to me why you still sitting here with this woe is me, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm feeling a bit suffocated or whatever. Do you understand what I'm saying? And then she's like, you sound like you mad. And he's going, I'm not mad. And she's like, well, you sound like you mad. And then she's walking away from him as she's talking. And it's like, I can't hear you. Follow me. Are you coming? And it's like, chick, if you want to have a conversation with me, stop your ass, stand still and have a conversation with me. And then go do what you need to be doing. You're saying that I'm suffocating you, but then you're also telling me to follow behind you like I'm a lost damn puppy or your child or something, to be able to hear what the hell I'm saying to you in a conversation that you started. Make it make freaking sense, y'all. I swear these two irritate my damn nerves. So she talking about, oh, I need a minute to get everything together, to get used to everything. I needed to move slower, a lot slower. So he's like, yeah, okay. She's like, are you okay with that? He like, if I have to be, I guess I have to be, then I will be. Are you okay with it or not? Either it's a yes or it's a no, whatever. I have to be and it's okay, or yes, it's two different things. So he was like, well, he thought this was going to turn into a romantic ship, and he'll saying we'll regroup and I'll see you in the morning. And he's basically saying that, this seems to be a temporary situation and that he's not a combative person by nature or whatever. He's pretty much just laid back, and that's part of who his personality is. And he's just confused because we spent so much months talking about how life was going to be, the plans that we had, how we was going to be with each other when we actually got together in the few world. And I had an expectation of that, and now that we're actually in it, of course it's not going that way, right? And then she's going, I think he expected things. He expected like this ready-made family, and that's just not what it is. He expected me to be ready to be his girlfriend. Well, why did he expect that, Brittany? Like, all seriousness, all jokes aside, is this something that he just imagined in his head, which could definitely be a possibility? Okay, or is this something that you was actually saying at that time, but now that you're out, you feel a different way? Or was this something you was saying at that time, but you knew that was never gonna damn happen, and now you like, shit, what the hell did I get myself into? Because I was basically saying whatever I felt like I needed to say because I was locked the hell up and I wanted to keep on getting that commissary and whatever stuff I thought I could get out of it. I'm feeling like it's one of the damn latter. I don't think this is something that Andy just made up in his head. And I'm not a fan of damn Andy. I got a whole lot of stuff to say about his ass too. And I was already getting on him before with his whole situation with his damn kids, which is where I feel like he need to damn be instead of chasing behind you. And he's ticking me the hell off because every time she talking, he acting like he's so freaking clueless. I'm sorry. Ain't no way in the world you that damn clueless that you can't pick up when somebody's uncomfortable or somebody don't want to freaking be around you. Okay, we ain't got to be a damn rocket scientist to be able to read between the freaking lines, Andy. You just want to ignore that and you want things to be the way you want them to damn be too. And both of y'all are freaking annoying to me. I'm sorry, y'all. I have to be freaking honest about it. It's completely annoying to me, okay? And so he talking about, we had all these different dreams, and now you're going to sit here and move in another room. And he's just like, after one night, and what do you do? And he's with this damn confused look on his face. And I don't understand what the hell you're confused about. Then she going, I'm seeing a different side of Andy and I'm seeing his selfishness. No, you're seeing who he is. You're seeing who he is, sweetie. You only knew one part, which was the part you was talking to while you was locked up and he was outside. Now that you're with him, even when it's two people that's already been on the outside together that's in a relationship, the dynamics of living with somebody and just dating them is always freaking different. You're seeing who he is. It's not a different damn side. Whew, child. So anyway, y'all, we move from there. It's the next morning or whatever. We saying, how are you, feeling today? How did you sleep or whatever? Like trying to fill it out and see what we gonna get into for today or whatever. She's sitting outside the house, and basically the conversation still literally continues from the same way. Oh, I don't know how to feel. I don't know what to think. I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know which way to go. I know that me being able to lay down by myself for the first time in all these years and really giving myself a chance to think, I just see it as I really do need a lot more time or whatever, right? And it's like, well, time to do what? What exactly are you saying? What exactly do you want to do? Oh, well, my kids should be my first priority. I agree with you. Your kids should have always been your first priority. Previous to this, she was sitting on the bed saying, her heart is her kids, and she really tempted to call her daughter, but at the same time don't want to call her because she don't want to put it on her, for her to have to come and pick up the pieces with her, whatever the case may be. She's already did that once too many times, and basically just saying like, I feel so trapped, like I'm ready to go, but I feel like I have nowhere to go. And so therefore I'm stuck here. I have no other options or whatever. And at one point she was even saying she would love to just, get on social media and be able to DM somebody to tell them to bring her some damn drugs. Oh, child. So, he's basically talking to her because he didn't even know she had went outside. First, he was at her bedroom door like, are you in there or whatever, trying to get her damn attention when she's outside. And he had to like call her on the damn phone and all kind of freaking, nonsense, checking to see if she was okay because he wanted to chat with her and see if she might want a cup of coffee and this and that. And so then when we finally do, get to have this conversation, because she was saying that, she had went outside for a walk for a minute, and he's like, he would have walked with her, and all of that. She basically was just still saying, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know where I'm going to go. I don't know, what I'm feeling or whatever. So I can't tell you because I don't even know what that is for me or whatever, right? And she had basically just hung up the damn phone on him when he had initially called her or whatever, right? And she going to say, there goes the peaceful damn walk. So as we finally supposed to be sitting down, supposedly talking as two adults. Like I said, it was more of the same thing. It was nothing different than what she was saying back at the hotel. It was nothing different, in my opinion anyway, from what she was saying the day before. With just, I'm not going to have nobody thinking they're more important than my kids. I'm not going to have my kids thinking that, I'm putting somebody before them and that somebody's more important than them. And he's like, that's the last thing I would ever want anyone to do, is put their kids before me or make your kids feel that way. That's not what I'm trying to do at all. But at the end of the day, I thought that we said certain things to each other and we were supposed to be going into one direction. So what does that mean? Like, what does that look like? What are we trying to do now? You still not giving him no straight answers, but you just saying like, oh, I don't know. I just know I'm not happy and I don't like the way that things are and blah, blah, blah. And so then he basically was like, I had a whole day planned for us where we was going to go fishing. Oh, you don't like fishing. And he's like, that's okay. I ain't got to like fishing. It's not about me. I could put that aside as to whether I like fishing or not, just to be able to spend that time with you and have conversations. If I know that you like it and you're a nature girl and maybe you being out in nature and, fishing will actually calm your nerves and make you even more kind of think and know what you want to do. And we can get back to that space of how we was talking when you used to be locked up, because to be honest, we was having better conversations and it was feeling like a closer vibe when you was locked up than you being out here now. And she just staring at him like he got 3 damn heads, y'all. Okay, that pretty much was the gist of them two. And I'm just like, I want these people off my damn screen. Okay, I guess both of them are just, at this point, is like, I'm here for a check. Because they damn sure ain't for no freaking relationship. Okay, now moving on from them, who the hell could we talk about next? Who else was it? We could go ahead and talk about, what the heck is their names? We could talk about Sheree, child, and Anthony, okay? Because it wasn't really much to them either. They finally have went to where his parole officer was at, and the parole officer wasn't there. When he comes out, he got the ankle bracelet on, and it's pretty much saying, like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to go to this party that you were saying. And she was like, well, he said you could go. She was like, yeah, but he's telling her, yeah, but we don't know what's what. Like, he was not even in there. I still need to call and verify certain things with him before I just jump up and do something that could potentially have me in even more damn trouble or whatever, right? And some way, somehow, she turns it and makes that about her, even though she is saying to him in one breath, oh, I know it's nothing for me to be upset about. It's not about me. It's about you. You the one that had to be locked up. You the one that had to do the time. You're the one that's coming out with the ankle bracelet. But 5 minutes later, we are freaking sitting here crying, talking about all the money that we spent, all the time that we put into this for a birthday party. I'm sorry, a welcome home party that he clearly said he didn't want. He didn't even want this party. He was saying it give him anxiety and he didn't even want to be around people. He would have much rather just been able to spend the time with her and get to know her, as being home and maybe seeing his mama or whatever. And to make it even worse, it really was about you wanting this party for you, because you wanted to be able to show up to your damn son's father that you actually had somebody to freaking be there with you. That made it even dumber, if you ask me, right? And so, of course, she did. They had their night or whatever, their first night together, and they was waking up happy with that and getting themselves together. And her biggest fear was him not really knowing how she be snoring, and she was asking him if she was snoring, and he was like, hell yeah, you was snoring like a damn grizzly bear, and her just want everything to be perfect. And I get it, but it's like you start crying all hysterically or whatever about this damn party, and it's like, really, it's not that serious, girl. It's not. It's really not when it comes down to it. And more than likely, the damn parole officer probably gonna say, yeah, he can go, and this is all for dramatics anyway. But she had dropped him there and was saying stay positive and all of that. And when he came back out, it was like, oh shoot, he got an ankle monitor on. So Nonetheless, he was saying that he actually wanted to like call his mom to get the number for the parole officer, but she was like, I got the number. So he calls. Of course, he don't get no answer. Then she was saying because it was the weekend, is he even gonna return the call or whatever the case may be, right? And so now we get to the house and he's finally actually seeing his mom for the first time. And I always kind of felt like I was picking up with something as far as the mom went and what their relationship was, because, at one point, what's her name? Sorry, y'all, Sheree, she was saying to the mom, like, the mom had said to her, oh, I know he will call you before me. And Sheree was pretty much like, oh, I'm glad you know that, right? And then the whole thing with the chicken and how he didn't want to eat her chicken. I mean, at the end of the day, it could have just been that his mom can't cook. But it felt like it was some tensions there. And now with us seeing them coming in and meeting, face to face for the first time in a minute, you could feel the tension in the air as well. And she kind of kept staring and then was like, do you want to speak to your mom alone? And he basically says, yeah. And when she walks out, he's asking her, so what's up? And asking her how she feel about Sheree. And she's like, oh, she's cool. Overall, I actually like her. She got a good head on her shoulders. Seems like a good person handling her business for the most part. She had positive things to say about her, whatever the case may be. But he was saying that it's been a pattern when it comes to, her and his life and the woman that's been in his life, and that he's not going to be, letting things go down a certain way. Of course, she been saying that, she was saying it's good to see him or whatever, and she know it's been tough, and, she's getting older and stuff like that, and it's going to take a lot out of both of them or whatever. But she wants him to know she always got his back and things like that. And so, he just kind of seemed like he was trying to lay the law down and let her know the way that certain dynamics was able to go before. He not trying to have them go this way. He definitely was giving like, it's been a pattern with you or whatever, right? And then she was like, well, you keep that same energy, because he was saying like, I need you to kind of step out of it, right? I need you to give me my space and let me do what I'm doing or whatever, and us be able to live our lives the way that we want to. And she was like, well, you keep that same energy when she start her bullshit or whatever, right? And of course she was saying that nobody is not gonna, kick her out the way. And she was here before Sheree, and you can't push her away and all this stuff. And, I'm not going to be here for that or whatever, right? I'm going to be here no matter what. And if I see something, I'm going to say something. You already know how I am. So he pretty much like, yeah, okay. But the look on his face just was like he didn't really want to be bothered. Okay, mama, that's just what it was. So moving on from there, who else was it? Oh, Janome, child. How could I forget her? Janome is the gift that keeps giving. Matter of fact, no, we going to save her. We going to talk about Key Rock and Brittany for a minute, because this was a really sad situation too. We been knew that they was supposed to meet up and have this dinner with Brittany and Key Rock, and her dad basically was a no call, no show. Okay, she calling and calling and calling. Lord, y'all, my thing done fell. She calling and calling and calling on the phone, right? And he don't answer. Okay, her daddy don't answer. And he basically was like, don't worry about it, still trying to cheer her up, still trying to be positive, that we have some drinks, we have water, we order an appetizer. She like, I don't get it, why wouldn't he show up? And of course, this gets her really upset, really disappointed, because it wasn't nothing new. This had already been planned, like I said, before Key Rock even got released from prison. And so for you not to say nothing, for you not to answer the call at all, that was completely trash, okay? Really was. It was a cowardly thing to do. And so at this point, she trying to hold it together. She trying not to cry. She like, I don't even know why I'm crying. I don't even know why I'm letting it bother me. I don't even know why I'm getting upset, because you got feelings. You a human being. And I did appreciate the fact that Key Rock was like, don't feel no way about it. Like, yeah, you gonna cry because you're hurting or whatever, right? And then she had went outside and was still trying to, like, call and talk and be like, well, dag, why are you acting this way? Like, why wouldn't you want to be with me? This is so much beyond it just being a girlfriend and boyfriend thing. This is actually somebody where I have a ring with them and I'm trying to spend the rest of my life with them and things of that nature. And she's like, Key Rock, at least when it comes to him, have his biological mother, family, and stuff that's there for him, that support him, that's great to him, and also has a prison mom. But I don't have no other support system that's coming from nowhere. And so she's crying or whatever. And Keenock basically had went and put her on the phone, with his mom to kind of calm her down and talk to her for a minute or whatever. And they get in the car to go back to his house. And then, when they're at his house, Mama was in there about to chef up. Okay, she was about to cook down some food, and she was like, "Oh no, you gotta go ahead and put a nut on, one of them little nets on your damn head, girl. Okay, we gonna need you to cover that damn hair up. All right, we can, a bonnet like you see me with, because there ain't gonna be no hair in my food." I said, "I know that's right, Mama. That's what I want to see with damn Louie and them, but they was playing games, all right." And so Mama started telling her, I need you to go ahead and learn how to cook some greens. And she was like, "Nah, Mama, I don't mess with no greens or whatever. I don't be eating them." And she started smacking her on her butt, telling her, "You was only about 104, pounds when you came here, honey. You done got thicker. All that ain't come, from eating no junk or whatever. That came from them greens, all right? You was eating them ham hocks, them pig feet, them chitlins, all right?" And Mama started saying beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, all right? You name it. We gonna have everything up in here. We gets down for the crowd. I said, "I know that's right, Mama." So nonetheless, they start going ahead and having a conversation as they getting all the food together and, talking about the fact of Key Rock really having that support system and stuff like that, and her not. We already know the background of her family being a religious family, and she's actually really been trying to give them grace, where it's like, I know they not going to change over the night. I know they may not be able to accept everything with me. Key Rock mother was even telling her, like, that's okay if they can't accept it. Everybody's not going to be able to accept everything, but you still got to live in your truth and do what, makes you happy. And she was saying, like, giving a little background on why Key Rock means so much to her and why she can lean on him the way that she does and why she loves him the way that she does, because we find out that she was sexually abused actually by 3 damn guys. Apparently she went to some party and they had told one of the supposed friends of hers that they was taking her home, but they didn't take her home. And they ended up, sexually assaulting her, whatever, basically, right? And nobody ever knew about it. She never felt like she could confide anybody and tell anybody about it. And, they had broke her collarbone and the whole nine. And I think she said that, she had ended up telling her parents like that her brother did it or whatever, because she just didn't want to say what really happened. And I was like, oh man, that's so freaking messed up. And so Mama was just kind of, hugging her and consoling her and letting her know, like, I'm so sorry that you had to go through that. And she was saying that, of course, after this, with her getting in trouble and her getting locked up, Key Rock was like one of the first people that she met, and she just was able to confide into him and, have him accept her. And like, that was really the first person that she ever, said anything to. And she said that's why she, pretty much could be so open to him. And that's why it's so important, and that, she really loved him, because she always kind of felt like she was the black sheep of the family. Like, nobody didn't understand her, and she really didn't fit in anywhere, and she always ended up in the streets. That's why she returned to the streets. And this had happened to her when she was like 14, 15 years old. She always wanted to be like other kids. She wanted to be able to, play outside and have friends and different things of that. And her parents really wasn't trying to let her do that. And so, she had basically lied and said she was going to a movie theater, but really went to this party. And it was like one of the first parties that she had ever went to. And so, of course, I'm sure that there's some self-blame there. Like, if I didn't lie, if I would have really went to them movies, if I would have stayed home, different things of that nature, right? And just really like guilt and, all of that stuff. And so she really got traumatized behind that. And even Key Rock's mom was on the verge of tears. Like, I definitely can understand how something like that could traumatize you. And she didn't want to call the police. It was a stigma, around the police and being a snitch and all that aspect of it or whatever, right? And then to lie the next day and say that your brother did it, like, that was a lot. So from 15 to 19, she really just didn't tell anybody. So when she had got locked up and stuff like that, and his mom just really embraced her, she was crying too. She really felt it, and you can tell that she felt good that she was able to release it. And Key Rock mom really seemed like she was happy that she felt like she could confide in her about it. And she was telling her, like, even if you don't have anybody else, you got me, okay? I got your back. And so I definitely appreciated that. And I definitely, like, that gave me a different opening, for Brittany and what she's been through. And like I said, sometimes I don't necessarily know where we going with Key Rock. Things about him that don't be rubbing me the right way and I don't be feeling. But I really feel like his mom, like, I don't know where she started in their relationship and how much she was there in the past pertaining to the abuse and neglect and, dad kicking him out and all of that part of it. But me seeing her with him now and seeing how she's embracing Brittany and accepting her, I definitely do appreciate that and like that, right? So that's pretty much what I gotta say about them. Now we gonna go to Janome, child. We gonna end it off with her. Janome, finally Red is getting released. We already know that. We know that we at the hotel so that we could go ahead and pick him up. And apparently Janome didn't get much sleep. She ended up waking up back up at 1 o'clock in the morning and, being up for all that time. So you know how it is when you sleepy and you grouchy and everything. And Red's sister's on one. She's at this point is like, listen, we trying to get to my brother. We trying to pick him up. We already said we was all supposed to be meeting at this time. So what the hell are you doing? She coming banging down the door and she like, girl, it's time to go. We downstairs. You got to get going. And Janome's like, I'm coming. I said I'm coming. I said I'm coming. I said I'm coming. So she ends up just kind of slamming the door in her damn face. And, Red's sister looking like, yeah, okay, bitch, right? So she finally gets down, and even his mother, like I said, you know how that is. Everybody's kind of getting anxiety right now. We want to get there. Even she's saying to her, like, girl, you were supposed to been down here or whatever. What the hell are you doing? We said we got to go. And we have some other family members that has now joined in too. So it's kind of like a group of us where she got to, meet them and was asking them how long it's been since, they had seen him with him being locked up. And I just thought this conversation was a little weird and off to me when we driving in the car. It also was like you could hear a pin drop and you could also feel the tension because we start talking about like, how is this your first visit? Why haven't you visited before, right? And she's like, yeah, no, it was a couple times that I had thought about visiting. There was even one time when I was going to get a plane ticket, but then I was like, no, because the money wasn't right and I wasn't going to be able to do certain other things, because they had did like a little bit of small talking when they first was going in, and they were saying that it was 10 years since they had seen him and all of that. And they had said that they would all be on the same page and meet at 8. And so she pretty much was like, I'm gonna head to my room. It wasn't like they had hung out for a long time and really talked the day before. And so, it was just like, I just really want to be with him. Can't wait for him to get home. Trying to see how he gonna be or whatever, right? And if everything we talked about was true, because when we was riding to go there, Mama had started spilling tea and was just basically like, yeah, girl, do you know that he was actually getting money that was coming from these other women or whatever, that he would be saying, send this to Janome, or this is getting sent to Janome. And she like, I don't know where these women was from or how he met them or any of the background of the women, but I know he was getting the money from them. And like I said, I thought it was funny that sis ain't have nothing to say when it came to that part. She was quiet as hell, okay? And Janome like, nah, this my first time hearing about that. I didn't know nothing about that. Like, okay, very interesting. And so now when we leaving to go drive to the prison, we're like, how is it that you never have came out here to see him before, and his mama even starts to say like, well, that's something that's of interest to me and something that's concerning to me, because I would think that if you're in this relationship with somebody for this many years, that you would have came out here and you would have tried to visit with them before now. And she was just saying like, well, no, there was times I thought about it and there's times that I wanted to do it, but I never got a chance to do it or whatever. And the sisters in the back seat basically like, oh, now we could talk, right? And she gonna talk about some, well, what was going on with the money? If you could sit here and spend, send money to him and spend on clothes and spend on car and different things, then why can't you spend for that? And Janomi told her, don't question me of what I do with my money. I said, I know that's right, girl, because trust me, you sure can't question me about mine. All right. I wasn't mad at her for saying that at all. And they both was kind of like, oh, okay, that's what we going to say now? Yeah, that's what we going to say. So then, we go ahead and we ride, and it's like, oh, this is it. We almost there, whatever. We see in the jail. We putting up at the jail, and it's still just really, really awkward where, Janomi's sitting there. I can't imagine how it feels to be locked up for this long. I can't imagine how it feels to see barbed wire and gray walls and all of that and this, that, and the third, right? And everybody's just basically staring at her the whole time that she's saying this. How y'all gonna feel when he come out and all of that? And they just looking at her like she got 3 damn heads. And then his mother, of course, she starts to get emotional. We got all our signs that we gonna hold up. And we gonna stand this way when he's coming out. And of course, we don't see him come out. We just basically still have them standing there. Child, Janomi and Red ain't gonna last either. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Ain't a damn thing gonna go down between these two but a hot ass mess. And I'm gonna be here to watch every single minute of it. That basically was the episode, y'all. Tell me what you liked, what you didn't like. Tell me if you agree with me on the couples that I don't think is going to make it. Tell me if you got some other ones in mind. And, anything that I left out, put that in the comments, okay? Like, comment, share, subscribe if you are so inclined. Give me a wave. Let me know you came by. Put some flames up in the sky, y'all. Until next time, toodaloo.